Hello and welcome back. I am Amalgamor, and today we will be going over this little guy. My main hobby, besides building Transformers, are building these little mechs. This one is my 100th and 120th mech, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some more of these. I'm just kind of gonna go over how to build this guy. He is designed to be another general for this big army I'm amassing, and hopefully I can build a few more militaristic type drones. Anyway, let's get on to the build. We're going to be going over the parts individually, and I'm going to try to put a parts list in the bottom, but we're going to be building in sections. So this is all the pieces you're going to... Wait a minute, I totally forgot. This is all the pieces you're going to need for the head. You can generally do this in any color. It really doesn't matter, but to get more of a unified, I prefer white and gray as a color scheme. You can easily change it up for any other colors, but again, light bluish gray is an easy one since it helps these blend, and there are actual stud shooters, because I thought, why not? So, first of all, we're going to start off by attaching the clips to this piece here, both face down, and working with these I've learned that clips will gain a lot of stress. So rather than clipping stuff in, I've gotten much used to sliding the T-bar through the clips, and this will put a little less stress on them, because that click sound you hear slightly warps them. I have a small bin full of broken parts. Next, we're going to put the slope on the top of the head, and put the two 1x1s, the rounded and square, on top of each other. I like to use this translucent green one. It lets a bit of the underneath color shine through. That's the benefit to using the clear parts. Attach this at an angle. Because of the clips in the bottom, it rests in there really nicely. Oh, wait. I forgot. You actually put that on this. And that should just sit in there nicely. A little piece to go on the forehead, and to finish things off, these on the side. And that's our little head. This is all the parts you're going to need for the torso. There are a lot of very different types of parts here. There are a few minifigure guns that go on the chest, some of these wrenches in white. They can be a little annoying to find, and this brand new, well, relatively new, neon green, which I think really helps add an accent color. And there are two different types of clips here. We have the older variant and the newer variant. You can use these interchangeably, but I've noticed the newer variant will look better as hands since they're much more solid. They have a curve. Well, they're angled rather than the curve inwards, so these actually end up working better as hands and in the chest. So if you can, I recommend using some of these, but at the same time, use these if possible. These ones will look. These ones are definitely better at what they do if you're going to be dismantling and reassembling a lot more. Anyway, let's get to work on the upper part of the chest. Take a Travis brick, two headlight bricks, and put them in like this. So it's going to be pointing away from each other. Grab the last one and put it at the base. So that should get the general core. Then we're going to take the slopes and the 1x1s and put them on top of each other, two of them, and then put them on the bottom side of this. Now we're going to take these two 1x1 rounded top plates. Wait, I'm getting that backwards. And they have to be with holes in them, because we're putting these in them in just a second. And this is what I mean. So these older ones will clip in a lot tighter. There's an audible click that can potentially be putting stress on them, so I don't have many of the old ones left. Put the 1x1 on plate and tile and on. This one does not have a hole in it. I don't think it comes in that color just yet, so we're just going to have to wait a bit for that and put that right there. So that, and then one of these 1x2s onto the back to help hold that in place. And that's the lower half of the torso. Now we're going to make the waist. So we're going to take, actually take this and put it in. This is 4 long rod. You can make it a 3 long, but 4 is generally the best option. So it can go through the headlight brick and into the traverse brick, and it just kind of rests on the inside. Now we're going to put these little 1x1s again with the hole in the center, one there. Change over to this. One of these 1x2 with the rounded edges, and put a 1x1 on a circular plate tile. I always get them mixed up. The T-joint in there, and that will go all the way in. That gets just about the perfect height, so when you put it on, slides, and it doesn't really collide with that headlight brick. Put the other one on right there, and this should rest right there. Now we're going to take 2 clips, put them on 1, 2, line them up. The clips here, and they have this little notch from, come on. They have this little notch from the factory, and I generally try to hide them, so this is actually going to be pointed back into chest like that. So the other is there. So it just generally hides it, and you get the brick a little more smooth. We'll add that on in just a second. So now we're going to make the lower waist. Technique, the 1x1 with the Technic hole and traverse brick, put them on together. Join the two with a 1x2. Add the 1x1 on top of the Technic, the tile on top of the 1x1, and then add the cheese wedge on top of the traverse brick. Now you can attach that to the lower half, and this is the other benefit to the 4 long rod. Because it's 4 long, it goes right through the Technic pin and directly into the traverse brick. Now we're going to work on the shoulder pads. So take the 2 minifigure or neck brackets. One goes towards the chest, the other one goes away. Now you put the little the wrenches in, and this locks it in place. Take the 1x1 with the bar, put that there. The other slope on top of it to help smooth it off. The clip there, and then just the two binocular pieces to look kind of like guns attached onto it. This one goes in upside down. It gives it a better grip. The other way would probably let go. And then minifigure guns on the chest. And the design choice for that was because this was based off of the polybag for the Spider-Man drone set. These are all you're going to need for the arms. You are going to mirror them, so make sure to grab twice the amount of parts. I did not remove the clip piece here from the gun because I had previously tried to do that and I accidentally broke it somehow. Anyway, we're going to start with the upper arm. So we're going to take the clip and the bar, put the bar on top. This brings the arm closer to the body. It helps with the look. If you put it on the top, it puts it out too far and it just feels kind of off. You can do it the other way around if you want. It does give a slightly different look, but it doesn't matter. Put the binocular on top of that arm to kind of plate it off and smooth it out, as well as kind of representation of more little guns on the side. add the other bar piece onto the clip, the upwards facing 1x1 bracket on the bottom, tile that off, the downwards facing bracket facing to the side towards where the gun is, and then the clip onto the hand like that. I had accidentally cracked it. I did not notice this before. And again, it looks better because it's a smooth transition down to the hand rather than kind of the curve. I'm going to put the little bullet inside of the shooter because why not? It's kind of just fun to have. And then cheese wedge to tile it off and apply that there. If you do have one of the brackets that go downwards that are too long, I'd recommend that so that it doesn't turn, but with the parts I have, this is what I was able to do, and you're going to want to build 2 of those. This is all the parts you're going to need for the legs. Of course, you're going to have to mirror this, so you're going to need to double the amount of parts. Anyway, let's get to work on the upper part of the legs. You're going to take this kind of mustard cap piece, don't remember what it's called, and you're going to add a cheese wedge facing towards where that is. You're going to set that off to the side. Come to think of it, I could have put that directly onto the body and it would have worked probably a lot better. Take the Travis brick, add a 1x1, and clip, add the tile on top, the 1x2 tile, and add the small radar dish onto the side. I am building the right leg, so I put on that side, and then put the wrench in on the other side of the clip. And that's the upper part of the leg. Now for the lower part, you're going to grab this piece here. It generally doesn't matter what way you put it. I generally like to put it face outwards for the designs. I just feel like it looks slightly better for some reason, but that's just my bad logic. Add the 1x2 lime neon green on top. Add one of these rounded 1x1 with bar. This piece can never remember what's named. The other 1x2, and then the other bracket. So it doesn't really matter what way you put it on because it ends up creating this no matter what, but I prefer doing it that way. Now we're going to add the clips. So I'm going to add one, grab the T piece, slide it on, and slide on the other clip. Again, this is so I don't stress out the parts as much, and that's the same with this. So again, hearing that click means it went through a tiny bit of stress, so it's always a little more risky versus one of these clips. Not as much of a click, but it holds much better. Anyway, so to plate this off, we're going to take the 2x2 with this kind of curve on the side and put that here. It does lead for quite a bit of articulation, which is really nice. The 2x2 tile, you can easily tell, so at the bottom there's that little notch which can tell you that there's going to be kind of the factory print there, so like where it was clicked off, so put that downwards so it's not visible. The 1x4 curve, put that in here. Yes, it does collide with that, but it gives the whole leg kind of a smooth curve, which is what I wanted in the design, and I feel like it just helps with the posing due to the nature of the build. The 2 brackets, place them here, face back. This was actually a real neat trick I learned back when I was building one of my other robots that I might end up making a video on. And grab the jumper and put it on here. This puts it right in the middle, which already looks nice, and it's flush with the back of the leg. Grab the other tile, put it on right there. Kind of smooths out a bit of the back. You can replace it with a 1x3 if you want. That's what I would normally do, but for the sake of the design, I really wanted to kind of get more of a curve into it, so I ended up doing that. The 1x1s with the hole in the center onto the ankles. And now your curved pieces here with the corner, the edge cut, and put them on the side. it gives it a bit more of angled design, since having angles on these tend to make it look slightly better. And now for the foot, you could take this bar piece, cheese wedge, clip, and then the other clip. I ended up using the sand green because I wanted a bit more green in there, plus it was the only one I really had. You can swap this out for a 1x2 bar with a 1x1 clip instead if you do not have the parts for this, but that's like the only place where you can really save on parts. And you just clip this onto the back of there. You have the leg and the way to connect it to the body. Generally, it stands a little tall, so it's fine. I'm just going to make a second one, of course, and then we can get moving. These are all the parts you're going to need for the shoulder cannon. Depending on the design, you can actually put swap the guns here and here, so you can put it on either side, or you can double up and add 2 shoulder cannons or little missile launcher looking things. Anyway, to start off, you're going to take the barrel, the 1x1 unrounded brick, add the clip on, add the headlight brick facing downwards, 1x1, put it on, and I'm going to put the bar on so don't have to put too much tension, because working with these a lot, they break easily. There's not much holding it there. The other one slides on. Grab the 1x1 with this small little grip type thing, put it on. Add the lightsaber handle with the little 4 prongs faced out. I feel like this really helps make it look like a gun muzzle. And add your little bar piece right here. So you don't need to mirror this for if you're building a second one. It already is a symmetrical design, so you don't have to worry about it. Well, and now to assemble all the parts. Start with the torso, take the head, attaches right there on the little peg. Then take the arms, attach them onto the clips. The legs onto truss brick at the bottom. And the gun will go onto this bar right here. And if you have base, just stand them right on. So, 1, and I find having a small base really does help it. Since some of them don't sometimes they just don't want to stand on their own, so there we go. And there you go. I really love this guy because the guns still shoot if you want. Oh, there we are. And they are pretty decently articulated. The head can move left to right, though my clips are breaking, so I really don't want to. Up and down. The guns on the shoulder can up and down, left to right, as well as kind of an angle if you use the 1x1. Arms in and out. This one's going to be a little restricted due to this, so in and out, kind of forward and back, forward at 90, back to 90, which robots should probably not do. The nice thing about the arms are, if you want, you can actually achieve over 90 if you use the 1x1 here, which can be used, which I generally don't, since I don't need it for a lot of posing, but do what you will. The legs have a good forward and back because of there's nothing restricting them, so back a lot, forward or at least 90, but it gets blocked because of the guns. Outwards, over if you get the arms out of the way. Swivel at the bottom, which is really nice. The legs are already kind of curved, but you can get roughly 90, which already looks great. Small bend at the upper part, the lower part, and kind of swivel here. If you end up flattening the leg, I guess it doesn't rock too well, but it can, which just looks ridiculous. But at that point, you can already use it kind of here to get whatever look you're trying to shoot for. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for coming back to my Fallen Kingdom, and if I'm lucky or in the mood, I will be making more videos about these little idiots, and hopefully we can see some of the more personal type designs I've made for other people. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you end up making it this far. I cannot thank you enough. I hope you all have a good day. Goodbye.